2.
So who is Bryan Johnson? Bryan Johnson is defined as Silicon Valley tech guru on a mission to reverse his biological age. You may have heard of him. He's the guy who is spending a jaw-dropping $2 million a year in the pursuit of eternal youth. That's right, he's determined to have the biological age of an 18-year-old. Bryan Johnson isn't just your average biohacker. He has made a fortune in the tech world, selling businesses for a whopping $800 million to PayPal. But he's not keeping all that age-defying knowledge to himself. Nope. He's generally sharing it with the world through his step-by-step guide called The Blueprint. And today, I'm diving headfirst into his extraordinary lifestyle. The Blueprint consists of 3 key aspects: diet, exercise, and testing. I'll be embracing the dietary side of things, attempting to consume around 2,000 calories following a vegan diet. I'm already vegan, so that helps. But that's not all. He also takes over 100 supplements every day. While I may not be able to match his exact regimen due to budget constraints, I'll do my best to replicate it with some creative substitutions.
I'm planning to go to the gym this morning. Workout consists of it calls the Green Giant, which is a mix of greens. It adds collagen peptides, creatine. He also adds cinnamon and something else which I have. I'm gonna add it. And then he takes his pills. Of course, I'm not gonna take his pills. I'm gonna take my pills because those are the things that I need.
When I wake in the morning, this is the Green Giant, which has collagen peptides, cinnamon, creatine, amino acids, and I take around 60 pills.
Also, on a more positive note, my recovery today was really good. I got 85% on my sleep score. So probably my whoop knew that today I was gonna eat like Bryan Johnson or something like that.
Pills. I'll work out for an hour.
Let's go to the gym.
And we're out. I'm not gonna try to recreate his workouts. I am going to strength train like he does, but I'm still recovering from a stress fracture, so it's only limited to things like the exercises that I can do that are safe for me right now. What I will say is that by looking at his workout routine, what stuck with me is that he doesn't do anything that is too intense. And that's a problem that I have. The addiction to exercise that I have is that sometimes if I don't push myself to death, I feel like that I haven't exercised. But really, when you're talking about longevity, we're not supposed to work out to the point of death or even doing like endless hours of cardio, endurance sports. Those are not healthy. They're just very extreme and they put your body through such a huge amount of stress. I think the fitness industry has overcomplicated it, but today I have an upper body session, some exercises for the leg, so I guess, yeah, I'm still gonna be pretty functional, and yeah, I'll see you later.
There's a lot of opinions about what one should eat, how one should exercise. The way we deal with this blueprint is we look at the data, we follow the scientific evidence, and then we just do this again and again.
Another thing that is really big on is this idea that us as human beings, as people really, we engage in what he defines self-destructive behaviors that don't come from needs within our body, but they come from our brain. And so we know that eating, drinking certain things, staying up late at night instead of getting a good night's sleep are bad for us, but we still engage in those behaviors. And so what he said is like, basically he took away, like he created this protocol where of course there are people that also do things for him, where he's constantly monitored. and just let his body dictate what he needs. And of course, like, we're talking about an extreme here, but this idea that even when something is bad for us and we know it's bad for us, we still do it. And we have different versions of ourselves. Like now, when we wake up in the morning, usually our self-control is higher than when we go to bed at night, or like towards the end of the day. And so yeah, we go to the gym, we have a healthy breakfast, then we go to work, we have a stressful day at work, and by the time it's evening or early afternoon, we start indulging in the little treats. At night, we might want to just drink wine to forget about the day that we just had, or binge on food that we know is not good for us. So yeah, this idea of how instead of really fueling ourselves and living in a way that makes us our best self, we just perform this sort of behavior that are very destructive. And yeah, it's very interesting. Again, not everyone can have this life. I would say very few people, but taking a few points of reflection and how I can apply them to my own life is just really interesting to see and to realize certain little things.
He doesn't drink coffee, he only drinks green tea, and so that's what we're going with today. I don't like green tea. It's disgusting in my humble opinion, but
started Project Blueprint, and the objective of this was to measure every organ of my body and then ask it what it needs to be in ideal health. What you see here in front of me, this food, is the diet that has produced near perfect biomarkers.
okay, so now I'm gonna make this green bowl with all the stuff that it puts. Bear with me.
And then I'll eat this, the super veggie, broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms, black lentils, garlic, and ginger. And I'll drizzle extra virgin olive oil and also 100% dark chocolate.
Doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna add some olive oil. I think it adds a little bit of lime juice. I don't have lime juice. I'm gonna add lemon, and that's it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't eat while working, but that's the reality of most days. Okay, so his next meal.
1 hour later, I'll eat nutty pudding, which is macadamia nuts, flaxseed, walnuts, berries, and pea protein and pomegranate seeds. And I'll take the remaining pills of the day, which is around 40.
Is this nutty pudding? I don't want to blend because for my blender to work, you have to make a lot. And since I'm only gonna do one portion, it's not worth it. So I'm just gonna do it my way. I'm gonna add all the ingredients, apart from the ingredients that I don't have, like sunflower lecithin. Everything else I have. Basically just chop the pieces and instead doing a sort of mousse with the protein powder. Yeah, let's make it. Macadamia nuts. I must say his looks a lot prettier than mine, but I think that mine works, to be honest, so I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so I'm at the end of my working day. I've done my work for the week. It's Friday, and I'm really hungry. I'll be honest, I was snacking a bit in the kitchen. He's not telling, Bryan Johnson is not telling people, eat like this and you will look like me. That's not the point. I see it is finding the best diet for yourself depending on your needs. I'm following his protocol, but really I should find out also what works best for me. Portions probably for me were too small. Okay, so I'm at the end of my working day. I've done my work for the week. It's Friday, and I'm really hungry. I'll be honest, I was snacking a bit in the kitchen. I had 2 apples, some strawberries, few nuts. I think because, the whole point of this diet is not telling, Bryan Johnson is not telling people eat like this and you will look like me or you will like reverse age. That's not the point. I see it is as finding the best diet for yourself depending on your needs. And so, yes, I'm following his protocol, but really I should find out also what works best for me. And certainly the portions probably for me were too small. I feel really hungry now. For dinner, it doesn't have like a staple meal. It gives a few recipes on his website. There are mostly salads. There is like a stuffed sweet potato thingy, which I'm probably gonna go for that. Yeah, it's been a challenging day and I miss bread. My bread, the bread that I make at home. So probably, I don't know if you would agree with that. But yeah, the whole point is to find what works for you. He's very clear on not wanting to put the pressure on the individual himself, but more on society in general, and how it's a decision that should come from the top to allow us as individuals to make better choice that could lead us to live a longer, healthier life. And now let's make dinner. I have to tell my boyfriend to not go for Indian tonight. I said I need to finish this challenge, quote unquote. So yeah, I think we have an Indian pending date. Let's make it. He doesn't give specific meals for his third meal. It just gives an ideal. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a mix with those ingredients. I have here some prepped ingredients that are all part of the meal plan, so I'm just gonna make my own. So here I have some cooked sweet potatoes, sauerkraut, pomegranate seeds, beetroot, black lentils again, quinoa, and roasted chickpeas, and I'm just gonna chuck everything on a bed of kale, and then olive oil, lemon juice, and let's see how it tastes like. To bulk up the fat content, I'm gonna add this mix of seeds, which is pumpkin seeds, lean seeds, flax seeds, a bunch of seeds. It's gonna be a nice topping.
Okay, so what are my thoughts at the end of this day? The meals were interesting and I appreciate Johnson's dedication. However, I can't ignore the cautionary words of other researchers who believe that more research is needed to fully understand the benefits and risk of his diet. While Bryan Johnson's lifestyle may have its merits, first of all, like this idea that he will just share all his knowledge for free online, I'm not entirely convinced that the blueprint is the path for me. But let's face it, do I really want to live forever? I believe in living a healthy lifestyle, but not at the expense of joy and variety in my meals. Blended lentils and peels might have their place, but they're not exactly my idea of a fulfilling culinary adventure. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts on biohacking and eternal youth. Stay curious, stay healthy, and embrace the beauty of aging gracefully. Until next time, take care, and thank you for being here.
It's gonna tempt me with those falafels, but hey, and that tiramisu, but hey.